Hi, I'm Parker Bone III, and I would like to thank you for joining us on the Brunswick Asia Pacific Tour. We really have three different types of bowlers in our sport as we know it today. You have the beginner bowler, who has not bowled many times before, or maybe once or twice a year. Then we have the intermediate bowler, a bowler who usually bowls once a week, probably in a league, and averages somewhere around 150. And then we have the advanced bowler, a high-tech bowler who usually likes to hook the ball and/or averages definitely 200 and bowls in many tournaments or competitions throughout the year. To pick the right ball, first thing we need to do is find a ball that's going to fit your fingers properly. Let's check this ball out right here. You're trying to put your front two fingers in the ball. You don't want to do that. Honestly, you want to get your middle two fingers in the holes right down to that second knuckle, just like we have here. Then you try to put your thumb in the ball. Obviously, this ball is a little tight. So let's go to the next weight up. See how your fingers go in? Your thumb goes in all the way, just like that. Now that is a properly fit bowling ball that you would find on the rack. Something that's going to get close for your game. That's what we're trying to get to right now. Candy will do a lot better when she goes to her local pro shop and gets a ball drilled to fit her. Whether it's a plastic target zone or a brand new Brunswick Visiball, I promise it will definitely increase her score on the lane. We're going to talk about the intermediate bowler. This is a bowler who averages somewhere around 150 and probably goes bowling once or twice a week and really enjoys the sport for the fun. As you can see right here, we have the plastic ball. This plastic ball definitely goes straight, and it's a really good ball for the beginner bowler, but it's a good ball for the spares for the intermediate bowler. As they change bowling balls and move on up to the Power Groove or the International Series, or the Classic Zone, or another Power Groove, all of these balls will enhance the intermediate bowler's game, their score, as time progresses, once they figure out what to do with each ball they have. For the intermediate bowler, whether you're looking for a shiny ball or a dull ball, I promise you, go check your local pro shop for the best Brunswick ball for your game. We're here to discuss the advanced bowler. The advanced bowler is someone who averages 200 and bowls in many different leagues and tournaments. Here in front of me, you can see a wide variety of bowling balls that Brunswick has out on the market. We can start out with the Power Groove. We can also then go to the International 1, which has Explosion 1 and 2 series as well. We have the Goliath, we have the Classic Zone, the new Nemesis, as well as the new Intense Inferno. All of these balls have great hook potential, not to forget the RG and definitely the flare potential that goes along with them. In either case, as an advanced bowler, you're looking for the best possible way to gain one strike more per game and bring your game to the next level. I have to figure out a way to carry that 7-pin. On today's condition that I'm bowling on, the ball is just not breaking exactly the way I need it to. So here with me today is Alan Chan. He's Brunswick product specialist here in Asia. He's going to hand me another bowling ball that hopefully will knock out that 7-pin. Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome.
That ball definitely carried the 7-pin. Make sure you check out a pro shop near you for the best Brunswick ball for your game. Most bowlers, when they bowl, can accommodate 3 different hand conditions. The first one is where the ball is cradled towards your forearm, your wrist totally up. This will enable you to get the most hook possible. The second hand position is where your wrist is in a straight mode. This will still allow you to get as much hook as you need, but it will be a little bit more under a controllable atmosphere. The last hand position would be the broken wrist. This will enable your ball to go as straight as possible, therefore very good when shooting spares. Remember, whether your wrist is up forward, straight, or broken back, you choose the right hand position that's best for your game. These are not Brunswick balls. These Brunswick balls. You have to push it out and pull it out. Very good. Spares are a very important aspect in our game that a lot of people seem to forget. Many bowlers think the answer to scores are a lot of strikes. Well, they are, but the key to a lot of success is filling the frames and making your spares. I'm going to try to show you how I recommend you go about making certain spares on the lanes. This is a hooking ball, the very same ball I used for the first shot. This is a plastic ball, actually a new Brunswick Visiball. It will definitely complement your arsenal of bowling balls. Very good for shooting spares. For a right-hander, shooting the 7-pin is the same as it is for a left-hander. Grab your plastic Visiball, stand on the opposite side of the approach, put the ball in your hand, and go hard and straight. Shooting the 10-pin with the same ball I threw on the first shot is going to hook quite a bit on the back end. Watch closely. When shooting a 10-pin, just like your 7-pin, you should grab your Brunswick Visiball, stand on the opposite side of the approach, and go hard and straight at the spare. For a right-hander to shoot the 10-pin, grab your Brunswick Visiball, stand on the opposite side of the approach, put your ball in your hand, and throw it hard and straight at the 10-pin. The left-handed spare, the 3, 5, 6, 9, better known as the bucket, is a common spare for a left-handed bowler. If you choose to shoot it off your strike target, take your same first ball, move 3 boards left on the approach with your feet, and look right at your strike target. The left-handed version of the bucket would be much better shot by grabbing your Brunswick Visiball, standing on the left side of the approach, and going hard and straight at the spare. For a right-handed bowler, the 2-4-5-8, better known as the bucket, can be a common leave. If you choose to shoot this off of your strike target, place your feet 3 boards to the right of where you stood on your first ball, grab your strike ball that you used, and proceed to go to the foul line, hitting the same target you did before. The right-handed version of the bucket would be much better shot by grabbing your Brunswick Visiball, standing on the right side of the approach, and going hard and straight at the spare. When trying to get lined up to throw a strike, you can see my ball drifted right of target, therefore going high. The rule of thumb, regardless whether you throw with your left hand or your right hand, is if you miss right, you move right. If you miss left, you move left. So therefore, my next shot, I'm going to stand a little further right on the approach, hopefully getting my ball right into the pocket. By moving a little right on the approach, keeping the same target, my ball got further left down the lane, right into the pocket. Therefore, a perfect result. Changing balls, I missed my target down the lane to the left, therefore missing the head pin. Under the rule of thumb, if you miss left, you move left. My next shot should get right into the pocket. By moving my feet a couple boards left on the approach, keeping the same target, it got my bowling ball further right down the lane, right into the pocket. The end result, a perfect strike. Is this the lane? the first thing you should do is get a ball that hooks as least as possible. Not a plastic ball. You still want a ball that obviously is going to turn over on the back end. But if that ball still starts to hook a little too much, then break your wrist back. By breaking your wrist back, it will cut down your hook and enable you to hold control of the pocket, at least the head pin. Well, if the lanes are getting tighter on the back end, what you need to do is probably get a little bit more hook in your hand. Chances are the ball that you started with was really good when the back ends were fresh, but what you need to do is go down in shell and get something that will actually grab the lane a little bit more since the back ends are getting tighter. This will actually make the ball tip over a little bit, probably give you a little bit more hit when it gets to the pins too. Well, if you're leaving multiple pin spares, that means that your ball is breaking loose from the lane. Therefore, chances are it's hooking a little bit too soon, or just overall it's hooking too much. So therefore, you might want to down shell a little bit, get a little bit less ball in your hand, so that once again you can control the pocket, leaving yourself hopefully a 1-pin or easy makeable spare. Well, the biggest thing to do there is not give the pocket away too much. Because if you give the pocket away a little bit too much, meaning that you stand a little too deep and try to belly the ball or swing it out, as soon as you swing the ball out, then when it hits the back end part of the lane, it straightens out and you miss the head pin altogether. So you want to try to get something that you can control, I'll say a little bit of an earlier rolling ball so that it doesn't jump too much because of the friction, but at the same time, it will still continue to roll when it gets to the back end. Therefore, it will still allow you to have a little bit of punch when it gets to the pins. Well, actually, our climates back where I grew up at home get quite humid as well. I only live 20 minutes from the ocean, so I know what it's like to have a lot of humidity. The biggest thing there is to have your thumb hole or finger holes opened up a little bit bigger so that you can adjust those holes accordingly. Putting tape in your bowling ball, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of tape, if that's what you really need to have, is really to your advantage. You always want to make sure that you can take some out to make your thumb or your fingers still fit in the holes that you obviously have in the bowling ball. It can only increase your score and give you a better feel of the ball as the night progresses. Well, the biggest thing that I do is I adjust my shoes. I have a sole and a heel that I can actually take off of my bowling shoes to adjust for different approaches on different lanes, basically not only around the country, but for that matter, around the world. If I still have a problem then, if I'm sticking a little too much, if you slide your shoe close to the ball return a lot of times or close to it, you will find that there's a little bit of fine dust there that you can get on your shoe. It will actually help let you slide a little bit more. If you're sliding a little bit too much, then the biggest thing to do there is make sure that you really rub the bottom of your shoe, your slide shoe off each and every shot before you get up there to throw it. Well, if you're getting outstruck on a high-scoring condition, you better change balls. If the scores are high, that means that there's a lot of different bowling balls that will enable you to get to the pocket. If the current bowling ball you're throwing is leaving a lot of corner pins or 1-pin taps, it's time to put that ball in the bag and grab a ball that's going to roll just a little bit differently. You may find that the answer is sitting right in your bowling bag, and it could be 6 in a row just waiting to happen. I think the main reason I stay with Brunswick equipment is we all know that it's the best equipment on the market, but I've had nothing but success with Brunswick equipment, and I honestly can see no reason why you would ever want to try any other equipment in the market today. definitely the types of conditioners and cleaners the center uses will affect the game. If they use a cleaner that doesn't clean the lane very well, the lane will consistently get tighter and tighter, and sometimes it will actually get so tight that your ball will not turn over on the back end. On the flip side of the coin, maybe a center uses a cleaner that really cleans the lane squeaky clean. Well, rest assured, you know if they've just stripped and re-oiled the lanes right before you're out there to bowl, your ball is really going to hook a lot on the back end. As far as the type of conditioner they use, there's many different types of conditioners out on the market today. Some are more slick than others. Depending what a center puts on their lanes and how much they put on their lanes can definitely affect the scores as to whether they're high or low. I got one! The thumb hole's loose.